So I want to begin by saying that if you want to have a good conversation, you need to learn first how to listen. And you do that by focusing on your thoughts and trying to silence them, which is extremely difficult. But it doesn't matter if you fail 9 times out of 10. If you succeed at least partially, it's still a huge step forward. Another thing that you can do is to focus your attention on the person with whom you are talking. And that's also very helpful if you have social anxiety. And this problem is interrelated with having troubles at expressing yourself adequately within a certain circle of people, regardless if they are friends or just new acquaintances. Another thing that you can pay attention to is the fact that you shouldn't want to be good at it, because that puts pressure on you. And so you need to learn how to let go. Another aspect that hinders your or our ability to express ourselves is the innate tendency to dominate and to view each dialogue as a little battle. And that's not the case, because first of all, that's very difficult, and we are trying too hard to win. The paradox is that you waste a lot of energy on that, and you feel uncomfortable, and that in actuality stays in your way, and your negative emotions can be seen by those around you, and ultimately you'll feel more lame and conscious of yourself. And so you need to be aware of it and understand that you can't control people, and kind of let go of your ego, although that's not always possible. But as I'm constantly repeating, even if you succeed rarely, that's still a win. You shouldn't be too hard on yourself when it comes to things that require to be present in the moment and actually react. But as an overall rule, just try to be acutely aware of what happens around you. Maybe if you are waiting somewhere at the doctor, let's suppose, you can focus your attention on the lights or on some detail It doesn't matter what it is, but it can help shift the attention from within to without, and you'll find that the world will come to you easily, and you'll feel comfortable, because our eyes carry a lot of our energy, and so when you are not occupying them, you begin to overthink, because our visual prowess was very important to us, to our survival. Not any longer, but when we had to face immediate dangers, our eyes were our first tool, and you know how they say that they are a reflection of your soul, and also an extension of your brain, because most of the information is processed via your eyes. And so it's a very helpful trick if you want to feel better, and it's an overall excellent way of meditating, or contemplating, to be more precise. I don't know if you tried this, but you can focus on something. It doesn't have to be an entertaining event. Actually, if it's more boring, the better it is, because if you are doing so, your attention is utterly absorbed in observing this said thing. It doesn't matter. You can, I don't know, just try to watch a point on your wall. I understand that might feel difficult, but with practice you can get good at this, and you'll see how your depression too goes away. But it might seem strange at first and peculiar. I have a lot of practice in this field, and so it's easy to me to do it, although you have to constantly relearn it, and to remind yourself to be aware. So yeah, if you feel like you don't know what to say, just listen, and also accept the fact that you don't have to talk a lot, and that's okay, even if you might seem boring. So another trick is to not try to impress, and you'll notice how the words will start to flow, and you will not feel out of place in society. Of course, that doesn't mean that you will change radically, but these are good techniques to take into account, especially if you are uncommunicative and weird. In other words, an introvert. And you should also, just relax and enter the flow state via the means that are very helpful to you, because self-observation is the most powerful tool. So our people can only give us suggestions, but we are only prone to understand things that we are deep down analyzing in a subconscious way. So to each their own. Or maybe you are just a very chatty person, and in this case it is paramount to you to learn how to listen and to remember your thoughts and not just spit out whatever comes to you and interrupt the person that's speaking, because that's very annoying actually, and it speaks of the fact that you don't have self-control, and it irritates me when I stumble upon such people. But what can we do? We gotta accept the fact that we cannot change our environment and the human nature. Lastly, and obviously, is that you should try to read if you want to enrich your vocabulary. Although books are overrated, and the most important thing to note is that you need to relax and get rid of your fear, and the only way to do that is to accept it and be aware of it. And it doesn't matter the circumstances. And the good method to do it is to just sit and try to find mentally the point from where your emotions stem in your body. Most of us think that our feelings are in our chest. At least that's the case with me. And fear is perhaps the most powerful emotion that we have. And I don't know if you've noticed, but you might be conscious of it as a certain tickling in your chest, as a certain warm, unpleasant warm, some sort of choking, so to speak, and sort of irritability. And so when you are doing that, the power of your mind kind of encompasses the pain and embraces it. And if you stay long enough in this moment, they fade away. But that's very difficult, and you need to realize, if you haven't already, that we usually fail to do so, and that requires constant attention, unrelenting attention, directed inwardly. What else can you do to communicate better? Use some gesture, just observe. Movies are a great way of not only enriching your vocabulary, but your set of gestures and facial expressions. And that also can help you convey things in a non-verbal manner, which is also more impactful, because that in this manner we transmit the things that are primordial to us, that are deeply rooted in our being. It doesn't matter what you think the root might be, your subconscious, your intuition, your link with God or something. It doesn't matter but we are all aware of that animalistic side of us, which doesn't mean that it is always irrational and reckless. So yeah, this is the most important thing that I can do, and just relax and read if you can, if you want, but it's not mandatory. If you are a good listener, it's enough for you to engage in a conversation, if you are interested, because that's another thing. If you find captivating people, then you don't need to think about all these things, because you are just trying to communicate in an effortless manner, if you feel comfortable. But these instances are rare, when you just feel at ease, when you are among your closest friends or amidst your family, and you're just comfortable and unworried. Nothing bothers you. But these are rare occurrences, and oftentimes, especially if our jobs requires it, we have to learn how to get out of difficult situation using our verbal skills, and we can only do that if we consciously choose to remain in that negative moment, and to not to be too hard on ourselves. But that's not easy, and life is not easy. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.